My name is Theresa Dedmon, and I was heading up the School of Creativity May 17th through 20th at Bethel Church. And I have an incredible testimony to share with you. I created this piece because it represents what's in your heart and how God wants us to get outside the box of what's inside and to begin to create it through all different kinds of creative expressions, whether it's dance or painting or music or all different kinds of ways that God can speak. And as I created this, I said, Lord, I want a generation of people that can be who they are and can explore who Christ is in them through all different kinds of creative expressions that can transform the world. And at the School of Creativity, people became released to dance, to create, to figure out films that they wanted, to be able to do music, and all the things that had kept them back from doing that, whether it was performance or words that had been spoken against them as a child. They fell off and they began to create what God had really intended them to be, which was inside them. And I want to release that word to you, that the Father sees you and He loves what He's done inside of you and how He's created you. And you've had dreams about what you can do and how you can display His creativity around the planet. And right now, I release you to create, not because of performance and not for love, but from His love to you. And as you look at this picture, I want you to say that it's your time to get outside the box of fearing, the fear of man, of lies that you've been believing. Is my art good enough? Is my creativity relevant? And to realize that no one else can express what's inside of you but you. And so I give you permission to happen and to create His heart and to do things that you've always dreamed of. Thanks for joining me. Hi, my name is Theresa Dedmon, and in impartarts.com you will see a lot of my different paintings, but you might not know the power behind what paintings can do. So I painted this for the School of Creativity. You can watch the video online from the school, which happened May 17th through 20th. So in this painting, I created a piece of art about the story of an Esther looking down at the world and with her scepter saying, God, what do you want to do? And after I painted this in a worship set at Bethel, this woman came running up and said, you painted my daughter, you painted my daughter. And I said, tell me your story. And she said about 8 years ago, her daughter, who was 18, who looked exactly like the person I had created, that she was murdered in her high school. And after that, she would have reoccurring nightmares, but she would always be seeing a picture of her daughter looking down from earth at her. And she said, this gives me hope that God knows my story and that my daughter knows that she's loved by me. And I was able to not only give it to her, but prophesy over her. And so art has a reason. Impart Arts in what we're creating is we're creating a movement where art can actually be led by the presence of God to create shifts and changes. So when you look at the paintings that I've created on impartarts.com, or when you see things that people create, know that there's a backstory, because the artist that does this for the Lord, they look at this and they get ideas from God on what to create. Thanks for joining me.